Namaste to all students. Kushbu Bidya, myself Jamin, Dr. Kushbu Verma from Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Science. Today we are going to discuss about anther culture and pollen culture. So before starting anther culture and pollen culture, we have to discuss about the history, like from where and when it started, and first who discovered the anther culture and pollen culture. So Telke in 1953, he firstly observed that mature pollen grains of Ginkgo biloba, which belongs to the gymnosperm family, can be induced to proliferate in culture to form haploid callus. Further, Indian scientists S. Guha and S. C. Maheshwari in 1964 they first reported the direct development of embryos from microspore of Datura inoxia by culture of excised anther. In 1967, J.P. Bergen and J.P. Nish they obtained complete haploid plantlets from anther culture of Nicotiana tabacum. Now come to the anther culture. So culturing of anther obtained from unopened flower bud in the nutrient medium under aseptic conditions is known as anther culture. Callus tissue or embryoids that give rise to haploid platelets either through organogenesis and or embryogenesis can be done in anther culture. Second type is pollen culture. So pollen or microspore culture is an in vitro technique by which the pollen grain, preferably at the uninucleated stage, are squeezed out aseptically from the intact anther and then cultured on nutrient medium. The microspores develop into haploid embryoid or callus tissues that give rise to haploid plantlets by embryogenesis or organogenesis. Now we are going to discuss in detail. So anther culture or pollen culture are combinedly known as androgenesis. So androgenesis is the in vitro development of haploid plants originating from totipotent pollen grains through a series of cell division and differentiation. It is of two types, direct androgenesis and second is indirect androgenesis. In the direct androgenesis, the microspores behaves like a zygote and undergoes chance to form embryoids, which ultimately give rise to a plantlet. But in case of an indirect androgenesis, the microspore divides repeatedly to form a callus tissue, which further differentiates into haploid plantlets. So that's why it is known as indirect androgenesis, because one intermediate is present in the whole process, which is callus. What is the principle behind anther or polar culture? So the production of haploid plant is to exploit the totipotency of microspore. In this process, the normal development and function of the pollen cells to become a male gamete is stopped and is diverted forcefully to a new metabolic pathway for vegetative cell division. What are the factors which basically influence anther culture? So genotype of a donor plant is very much important factor for influencing good anther culture. So genotypes of donor plant plays a significant role in determining the frequency of pollen production. Example is whoredom of each genotype differs with respect to androgenic response in anther culture. Second is anther wall factor. So anther wall provide the nourishment in development of isolated pollen of a number of species. There are reports that glutamine alone or in combination with serine and myoinositol could replace the anther wall. Third factor is culture medium. For anther culture, medium requirements vary with the genotype and the age of the anther as well as condition under which donor plants are grown. Incorporation of activated charcoal into the medium has stimulated the induction of androgenesis. The iron in the medium play a very important role for the induction of haploids. On the other hand, potato extract, coconut milk, and growth regulators like auxin and cytokinin are also used for anther and pollen culture. fourth factor is stage of microspore. Anthers are most productive when cultured at the uninucleate microspore stage. Examples are barley, wheat, rice, etc. And anther of some species give the best response if pollen is cultured at first mitosis or later stage. Examples are Datura and Tobago. Next factor is effect of temperature. So temperature enhance the induction frequency of microspore androgenesis. Low temperature treatment to anther or flower bud enhance the haploid formation. Low temperature affects the number of factors such as dissolution of microtubules, lowering of abscisic acid, maintenance of higher ratio of viable pollen capable of microgenesis or embryogenesis. Next factor is physiological status of donor plant. So physiological status of donor plant such as water stress, nitrogen requirement and age of the donor plant highly affect pollen embryogenesis. Plants starved of nitrogen may give more responsive anther compared to those that are well fed with nitrogenous fertilizers. Here you can understand method of anther and pollen culture by this diagram and this the flow chart, where you can simply see this is plant. You have to collect some flowers which are closed and then isolate these birds and just put flower birds in 5% lipol solution to clearing or washing these flower buds, then wash in running tap water. After that, just dry it in laminar airflow. Further, go for the surface sterilization by surface sterilizer chemicals and then wash and sterilize distilled water and culture, and then further you have to pluck with the scissor and spatula and just split flower bud and isolate anther and with their filaments. These excised filament anthers further go for culture medium, or you can isolate pollen grains. If you are going for the anther culture, so simply just put these anther on culture medium, which initiate the callus tissues and create callus tissues, and by the callus tissue it go for organogenesis process, which further go for the regeneration process by which shoot induce and further root induce and complete plantlet prepare. On the other hand, if you want to go for pollen culture, so these excise anther further smear and you can get some pollen in liquid medium. You have to filter microspores and then go for the centrifugation. You will get the pellet, and after getting pellet you have to go for resuspension into fresh medium, and in this fresh medium you are getting microspores and you have to plate these microspore on culture medium, which further go for cell division and especially for the embryogenesis process. And after completion of the embryogenesis process, you will get complete plantlet having shoot and root, and these plantlets further shift to for the hardening process, means they are going to shift in soil medium. So that's how anther and pollen culture happens. Now, if we discuss about procedure of anther culture, so collection of unopened flower bud, here I am repeating again the process. And second is surface sterilization with 2020 and mercury chloride. Anther excised from flower buds and kept separately. Anthers in first meiotic division is selected by acetocarbon test. Then they are inoculated in the medium containing glutamine, L-serine and inositol. Further, it incubated at 25-degree temperature for 15 days Here, anthers grow into embryoids. These embryoids further transfer for rooting medium under 3000 lux illumination. With 4 to 5 weeks, the embryoids become plantlets. After acclimatization, transfer to the greenhouse. Next procedure is for pollen culture. So anther collected from flower buds and pollen grains are isolated and inoculated in the nutrient medium with the concentration of pollen of 0.5 ml. Niche medium, which has been developed in 1974, is used for pollen culture. It is very best media for pollen culture purpose, and anthers are placed in the medium. Sometimes nurse culture may be used. A paper disc is placed over anther or callus in the nurse culture. It happens. And 0.5 ml pollen suspension is poured on the disc. Petri dish covered with lid and incubated at 50-degree temperature for 4 weeks. Pollen grains grown into individual clones with 60% efficiency. Clones are transferred to callus induction medium to produce callus, and further callus transferred to shooting medium and then to rooting medium to produce plantlets. What are the advantages of pollen culture over anther culture? So during anther culture, there is always possibility that somatic cells of anther that are diploid will also respond to culture condition and so produce unwanted diploid callus or plantlets, which causes false or pseudo haploid cells. So sometimes the development of microspores inside the anther may be interrupted due to the growth inhibiting substance leaking out of anther wall in contact with nutrient medium. So that's why we prefer pollen culture over anther culture. Now come to the importance of pollen and anther culture. So utility of anther and pollen culture for basic research and especially for the cytogenetic studies, it is used, and a study of genetic recombination in higher plants can be done by this culture, and a study of mode of differentiation from single cell to whole organism. Study of factor controlling pollen embryogenesis of higher plants can be done by this culture, and formulation or formation of double haploid that are homozygous and fertile can be done by this pollen and anther culture. For mutation study, also this culture used, and for plant breeding and crop improvement to obtain the secondary metabolites. For example, Hyoscamus niger obtained by anther culture having higher alkaloid content, and haploids are used in molecular biology and genetic engineering. For example, haploid tissue of Arabidopsis and Lycopersicon has been used for the transfer and expression of 3 genes from E. coli. So this is the sum up of this session, and this session is powered by Digital Version 2.0 Jyoti Vidyapeeth Women's University Jaipur. If you have any query, then mention in the comment box. I will resolve it. Thank you.